Alright, welcome back to another part of this little pet project of mine. I have been attempting to get this shit to work. But it's been kind of funky. It's a learning experience for myself. So right now I'm just trying to get my radio buttons to work. And I'm having some trouble, for sure. No, I'm gonna do something crazy here. I just want to see something. Return print. Val equals to self.advantage.get print val. Val. This is starting to make my head hurt. I remember having a hard time with radio buttons in the past. I just want to see. For some reason they start active. That's what bugs me. So I don't actually need this, I don't think. At least it's not going to be calling. Like, I don't need it to be called upon. I don't need this to be called whenever you click the button. I'm glad that part works. I'm consulting the what you call it. Let's try this. Let's see what the state does. I'm curious to see if this changes anything. Because I don't know why it's working like this. Because like right now I can't exactly change the buttons. Hold up. Maybe it's because, maybe, okay, so the default value, 1, so if you click it, it's 1. Okay. You can't turn it off, that's the problem. This might be an oversight on my part. Self.advantage equal to I might have to change how this works. I might not have to do the radio buttons. I wanted to do the radio buttons, but I'm just having some trouble, and I really want to get this to work. But okay, so I have an idea then. I'll just keep this as, so it's different than this. So now if, let's say, okay, I got it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my class and change some things. Okay. So this may be kind of weird. So we'll do self.dice roller guess if it's true, it's either 0 going to be 1 or 0. So I can just do if self.advantage. Self.dice roller. Dice roller.advantage is equal to true. Else. Self.disadvantage. Self.diceroller.disadvantage is equal to true. I guess the problem is that you can click both of them. I'm not exactly sure how to change that, which might be a bug I need to fix in the future. Self dot. Let's just say okay. Now I'll just do self dice roller dot roll d4. I'll just do that for right now, and then see how this all works. I'm gonna copy and paste this. I'm gonna have to end up refactoring, like modifying this to incorporate for the modifier, but I'm not quite ready for that yet, I don't think. D8, D10, D12, D20. So we roll this. So basically just check, so if there's advantage, if this is 1, not 0, so for, I guess, else. No else, just roll. So we basically set this to true, set this to false, and then do that, and then after I guess just afterwards, let me just set this back to dice roller dot advantage is equal to false. Self dot dice roller dot disadvantage to false. Just want to make sure that this doesn't like stay. I don't mind doing this in the middle one because I'm going to end up copying this again. Self dot. This is after this is all gotten. It grabs everything. I'm not quite ready to do this quite yet, I don't think. I'm gonna change how I do the buttons. I'll just, okay. Will it pass? We can all pass right now. These, I don't quite need them right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this, I'm not going to write it, but I'm just going to make it a button. Who cares? Advantage value equals, let's do, some of this is going to have to change. So I just kind of changing this. I mean, to do this, I was trying to do it in the middle of placing, then I realized I was like in the middle of, I was having like a really hard time. So I just want to start recording to like show this stuff that's going on here. I'm gonna do some labels, so another more labels. I have my advantage label, now I need a disadvantage label. This add. My brain is slow. I'm really tired. It's been a long day so far. I spent like 2 hours doing math homework before this, and now I've been coding for the past 2 hours. My brain is slowly starting to slow down here and wear itself out. And so I guess to basically I have all of these labels where I have the opening and closing curly braces because I want to show that these will be, once they get modified, to show things. Like result, you'll put the result here. Disadvantage, I'll put the disadvantage there. Same thing, advantage, that'll be true or false. Yeah, so I'm going to I have my buttons now. Let me just see how does this place? How does it look now? Oh, oops, I forgot. We all make mistakes here. Advantage, disadvantage. So let me just place these a little bit farther apart now with their buttons. So now I'll place my advantage label. I already have placing labels. Nope, not quite yet. Placing labels. Self.advantage label dot place. Let's do disadvantage now. Disadvantage label. Place. Let's do x equals 2. Let's do 150. Y equals 50. X equals 150. Y equals 50. So I'll have the command be, let's do def set advantage pass def set disadvantage. So now it'll just be, this will be a little bit easier. I can figure out the logic for this quite a bit easier than the radio buttons. I didn't want to give up on that. I guess that's kind of what I did, but sometimes you have to figure out the other options that you have. And my other option was to use a button right now. So let's do self.underscore set advantage. Command self.underscore set disadvantage. So what I'm going to do is I had changed these initially, went back, changed these to invars, and I'll change these. I'm going to change this back to boolean vars. False. Value equals false. So it would be disadvantage. I'm going to start this. It's going to be false here. False. Put this in here, just because this will be the default value. See here. Oh, it's kind of behind that. It's kind of cool. Disadvantage place. And how much I space? 833. Let's do 88. Place it, run it, look at it, check it. Can't really. It's kind of funny. You can't really see it because it's behind the thing, but who cares? I'm gonna move this over, try to line it up a little bit more. Oh. Oh, it's because okay. I'm being dumb. Move it over 20, see if that makes any difference. I'm gonna move this over like 5, see if I can see that. There we go, okay, move it over. This is not good practice, but that's what I'm doing. What I gotta do right now. False advantage. Now when I press this, it's going to be okay. So I don't think I need these boolean vars anymore. Either we'll say so self advantage. So no. I don't need the boolean vars. I just need it to be false. Now that I've changed how this works. Simplifying a little bit, it's fine. So I'm going to do if, first off, if, so I have to do a lot of if statements here. So if dot advantage, or so self dot disadvantage, seeing if this is true, and self, and not self advantage, self dot advantage is equal to true. And we'll do self dot advantage label dot configure, because configure, you need to do configure with custom TK. Text equals to advantage true. So okay, so actually instead of this, instead of just like, you know, I was thinking of throwing up an error there saying like, oh, you can't have advantage and disadvantage. So say if not self dot advantage, meaning if advantage is false, this will work. So advantage is true, and then I do advantage label, and I'll do self dot disadvantage is equal to false. Then we'll do self dot disadvantage label. Well, maybe I could do it that way if no, we're just gonna do it this way. I'll play around with it later. Configure text equals to disadvantage false. There's the if self dot advantage pass. That's about it. It's just basically like if you already have advantage, you press advantage, it's gonna do nothing. That's about what I want it to do. Now for if disadvantage, now saying if self disadvantage is false, self dot advantage or disadvantage equals true, self dot advantage equals false, and then I'll copy these. I'll be a little easy. I'll be a little bit more optimal here. False. True. If. Again, if self dot disadvantage, meaning if it's true, because it's just true or false values that can be in there, pass. No, because there's nothing you can do. I'm just gonna return. So let me try this out just to see here. So it'll start on false. Now it's true. I'm also just going to throw some print statements in there just for some debugging purposes. Print already have advantage. So now I was saying print, do an F string here, advantage, self dot advantage. Now let's do disadvantage. Disadvantage self dot disadvantage. Now I'll copy these and put this into the other function as well. I'm just gonna probably end up commenting these out just in case I need to debug it later as well. I'm not gonna just end up deleting them. Run this. Oh, okay, so I see there's a design oversight. I probably just put an else. True, advantage, disadvantage, true, false, disadvantage, false, true. Already have advantage. I'm gonna try it with just an else statement and see if that makes any difference. Just to compact it a little bit. Get the advantage one, turns true. Advantage, disadvantage, false. Hit it again. Already have advantage. Alright, cool. Doesn't make a difference. Okay. think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna end the video here, and then I might end up coming back and editing because I have to use the bathroom. Or you know what? Maybe I'll just leave it running, and then I'll come back. I'll find it. I'll figure out how to edit software later, I guess, or edit videos. And again, this is more for my own documentation, so I'll be back. So I returned. Now I think I'm about ready to get the number entry here. Get that going. So let me place my label, entry label. Entry. Self.numDice. Enter numDice. Dot place. Let's just change it. Let's do like x equals to 250. Y equals 250. Self dot. We'll put that above it because it just cannot, or like in the hierarchy, it'll look num dice label dot place x equals to 200. Y equals 50. Let's just see how that looks. Probably gonna be really bad off the start, but then again, that's why we do all this fun stuff. Okay, we gotta move it, or I'll put it above. We'll put it above this stuff. So let's do x equals 20. Y equals 20. X equals 200. minus 20. See how that works. See how that looks. Number of dice. Okay, I don't need to actually. I need to change that. Number of dice. Get that there. Now let me move the label entry a little bit more. Oh, where did I put that there? Let's do 120. Nope. 200. Not 2,200. Alright, I gotta go back a little bit. Let's do 150. I'll go back a little bit farther. I'm gonna move it up a little bit too. Let's do 130. Put this to 15. 15. Oh, whoops, what did I do? How did I break it? Come on. There we go. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I'm going to end up changing. Okay, so I'm going to... do this, and then it's going to end up moving that, and I have to move this out a little bit. Disadvantage to 150, 50. See how this works. Oh, come on. Made a mistake. Oh, oops. Where's my advantage? Let's do 200. 200. Just need to get a good place for this stuff. Okay. Let me actually change the size of my advantage and disadvantage because I can make it a little bit smaller. So those are my roll dice are the side width 20. I think, yeah, width. Let's do width. Oh yeah, okay, width equals to 30. They're a little bit smaller, good. I'm going to move my advantage and disadvantage labels still out farther. Let's do 220. 220. Oh, I am stupid. Forgot to do this part. Let me just do that. Oh, no, this. I think at this point, because we know this system kind of works, so I'll just comment out my print statements here. Now let's see here. So we run it. Buttons. I'll make the font a little bit bigger, to be honest. So I wonder what's going to happen if I just if I made this 16. It's going to ruin everything, how everything looks. No, not at all. But I think what I'm going to do is, I'm going to make a different font. Self.special font equals this. Let's just make it 20. It's not header, it's not the normal one. The normal one is just going to stay the special font. I'm going to do advantage label. Okay. Special font. I just want these ones to be, specifically these ones to be a little bit bigger, so I'm going to do this, see what happens. Yeah, look at that. I might make it a little bit smaller, like 18. But I'm a little happy with that. Yeah, look at that. Cool. So now we got that. Now I have to do the collect the num dice part. So we'll do another deter. Let's see. Set num dice I'm gonna do something here. So let's do number entry decanter. I guess you just have to cast it to it. That's the problem, I guess, is if putting something in the. Oh, whoops! I'm just gonna I don't need this anymore. Okay, so what we'll do here. Okay. If so, let's do. We'll just declare variable storage equals to self.numDice.get. So let's just grab whatever's in there, take it, and then let's do store self.numDice.delete. Clear. Wait, what is it? Oh yeah, so it's self.numDice enter numDice.delete 0 tk dot end. So basically this just clears out the data in there. So like, let me if I was to just make it so like this one, so underscore self underscore set numDice. Just do that. Let me show you what that does. So let's say it's 1, just takes it, deletes it. Yeah, about it. So I do want to set that. I want to try to set that to an int var and see what happens. If I get any errors here. Oh, whoops. Uh-oh. What did I do here? Numdice. I gotta do modifier too. I forgot. Okay. I was thinking about, well, guys, based on those errors, I'm gonna have to type in, see if I can then just see if I can, like, what is it? Make it so it's just a number. So if storage, if let's say if in storage, meaning that it can be converted to an integer, return storage, return int storage. Else, then I need to create, I have a status label here just so I can show like, oh, this doesn't actually work. Let me go back here, go to my labels. I'll just copy this one. Or I'll copy this one. Self.status. And then I'll print this I'll put this at the bottom, place this at the bottom here. Self.status.place x equals to, how did I just group my header? Let's make it the same, 480, 600, or y equals 600. This should be about the bottom. And what I do, no, pass. Let me just do this for right now. You cannot see it. Okay. What did I do wrong here? Just make it a little bit taller, or maybe go a little bit higher. There we go. We get the special font, or the header font. Maybe let's do special font. Let's say, so if, go back here. Let's just do else. math.status.configure text equals to status invalid entry. That should cover everything, I think. B. Let's just see what happens. Ooh. Well, let's just say try L. Okay, let's do try R. How do I want to do this here? Change to an int var. I'm just gonna try something. How to make it so you can only type numbers in Kinter entry widget. Someone else has had to have this question before, right? Okay. If storage that is digit. Let's try this. Return into storage. Else. Let's try this. Cool, it's not an error. Let's just do stat. Like right now, I'm gonna do status. I'll just do a print statement here. Cool. That helps everything. Okay, that works. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to bound this though, however, because I don't want to do gigantic. We're not going to be able to do big numbers. I think that would be a little pretty dumb. Let's just max it out, like 50 maybe. I'm not exactly sure. I've never had to roll more than like 4 dice at a time. I mean, this is more for the player. I mean, the dungeon master could definitely do it, but I don't think this could be for the dungeon master. But at a time, I've never had to roll like in parallel like 100 dice ever. So let's see if store. You know what? No, I'll bound it. I'll make like if it's better than, if it's larger than 2 to the power of. I'm trying to think of what the biggest. Just 32. It's bigger than like the biggest like 32-bit number. Here, 1 second. Let me see. Largest 32-bit integer. Yeah, we don't need to run that many dice. If it's bigger than that. Oh, so and also if. Okay, also I need to check if it's negative or not. If story, because you can't just have negative. Let's import. I don't need this for this one. So we check. We've made this an integer so far. So if storage is less than 0, storage is equal to the math.absolute_val. Does this already? Oh, maybe I'm stupid and Python has a built-in absolute value function. That'd be pretty cool. storage enough times and it's starting to not look like an actual word. So I have storage. This is like, storing the variable. It's going to hold the value and modify it for me. So now it's saying if it's less than 0, else then say if storage is greater than 2 to the power. Let's just do 16. Biggest 16-bit integer. Storage is equal to 2 to the power 16. Return storage. Else meaning it's not bigger than that. Return storage. Then if storage greater than 2 to the power 16, storage is equal to 2 to the power 16. Return storage. Else return storage. Okay, I think that's. Let me stretch and then walk through this. Oh. So we start off here. What we call this, we initially get. I guess let me do store self.numDice.set value equals 0 or 1. Sorry, 1. Oh, 1. So so let's go over this. So we call this function and then first off we get the value from the string var, which is attached to the entry variable or the entry widget. Then we set the default value back to 1 because we always want it to be 1. Because you're always if you're not rolling more than 1 dice, you're just rolling 1 dice. Then we delete everything in the string, so it's into the entry widget from 0 to the end. And then first off, we check to see if it is a digit. If it's not, it just say invalid entry. Then we check to see if so we typecast it with an integer, saying because it is a digit, so we can make it an integer. We don't need it to be a float or anything, because if you put a float, then you're never rolling half a dice. If you're rolling half a d20, you should roll a d10. Then it checks to see if it's less, if it's negative. So if it's negative, we make it to return the absolute value of it back into the variable, so it's now positive. And then it looks to see if it's bigger, or it bounds it. If it's bigger than 2 to the power 16, make it less than 2 to the power 16. Then we return it. If it's not, just return it. Then so if it's not negative, you skip and just do if. Bound it and then return it. And if it doesn't need to be bounded, just return it. Okay, that's quite a bit, but I think that's just like validation. You just need to validate that you have the correct value so that errors don't happen in the future. Now maybe I'll do the modifier here. This one I think will be a little bit easier because we don't have to deal with it being a negative. The only way we have to worry about it being a digit. That's about it. So, alright. What I'm going to do. See, how long is this video at this point? Damn, 45 minutes? I'm going to have to cut this up before I actually upload it. So, okay, I already have a modifier label. Do I have a modifier entry? I do have a modifier entry. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check to see where did I put the num dice. I'm gonna move everything. I'm gonna move all of these down just a little bit so I can put the num. So let's go to. Oh, where did I place everything? Okay. This is the problem with tkinter is that I'm creating this. This is all one custom frame. Okay, so I need to move everything down by 10. Or about, let's do 50. 100. It has to be, I don't know, like 1. We had 2, so it's 3. 400. 500. 500. 800, 700. I might be doing this completely. Hold on. So I want to move them all down by a certain amount. So each one has to move down by 100. Let's just do. So yeah, okay. Let's do 300, 200, 200, 100, 100. I'll just that was being done there. Ooh, all this is good. It doesn't have to be that much. We can just do 150. 90, 50, 6, 138, 100. Place this. Okay, good. Now I'm going to move the advantage disadvantage down by the same amount, 50. 100, 138. 100, 138. Make sure it all moved down properly. Good. Now I'll do the number of. Let's do. Oh yeah, the entry widgets self dot enter modifier dot place self dot enter dot mod label place. So I guess I want x equals 20, y. Let's do 60. Let's push 65. X equals 130, y 65. Here's my modifier. I don't need to actually. Yeah, that. I'm going to move the modifier up a little bit, and then I'm going to move the entry widget back to the left. Oh, what am I doing? So this can go up. Let's just do 50. We can put them up by 15. Then move the entry back. Let's see, just do 100. That looks good. So now I have to do. Let's do this again. Storage. Storage is my it's my go-to storage variable. Storage equals to self dot modifier. Well, okay, what did I name that variable? This could be a bunch of things. I just want to make sure I get it right. Modifier. Self dot modifier dot get. Set value equals 0. I guess 0. I have to do that because it's a string. Let's do value equals 0. Now if storage dot is digit, storage is equal to int storage. We don't have to worry about it being negative because there are negative modifiers. You can get like minus to your rolls. So if maybe I'll have to worry about is maybe bounding it. So else if it's not a digit, so I can just copy this right here. Maybe like except it'll be this invalid number of dice. Invalid modifier. Oh, okay, I don't need to do. Okay, so that's into storage. If let's see, if storage is greater than 2 to the power 32, 16. This way is 16. Storage is less than 2 to the power 16. So yeah, less than negative 2 to the power 16. Wait, so doesn't quite work. What am I? Oh, my math brain is not working right now. Okay. So what I'll do is do this times -1. Return 2 to the power 16 times -1. So this thing, if it's bigger and if it's than else, return storage. Now I'll do go back to I'm going to do self dot underscore set modifier. Let me go back here because I forgot a couple of things here. Self dot enter modifier dot delete. Oh. Delete 0 ctk dot end. And then let me just do some. It's just gonna tell me. Okay, reformat the file. Yes, do that. Okay. Sorry, I didn't put space in between my stuff. Whoops. Sorry. I forgot to set. Oh, this is why. That's why it's not actually doing it, because I'm smart. Because when it sets it, then it just deletes it immediately instead of resetting it. That would be a bug that I would have to deal with in the future. So let's say it's boop, boop, boop. Oh, let me do some print. Let me do the print statements. So do print storage. Now let me refactor. So be mod storage. Oh wait, actually hold up. Just like no. So yeah, modifier. Let's say I have a +6, and I roll 2 dice. It's deleted. So let me just go like. Cool. That works as to how I want it to be. Now I just have to do the to check this. No. How am I doing this? I think I'm doing it well. I'm getting tired, so I'm having a hard time of seeing what I should be doing. So it might be time for me to call this because I am having a very fun time. I'm starting to get really tired. I'll have to continue this series later. I'm gonna just throw them all up on YouTube right now while I wait, and then just hang out because my brain is slowly frying. I have to go to my differential equations class in an hour, and yes, I am tired. So I guess thank you for hanging around. We'll finish this another day.